Hello, everyone. It's Vegeta Almighty here. I just wanted to start off this episode by prefacing that this episode is pre-recorded and has been recorded ahead of time as to complete, or to complete rather, our 31 days of Halloween schedule that we were trying to do. But some unfortunate news in the world of wrestling this week and in the world in general this week have caused us to have a slight change of plans today, and we're going to be releasing this episode as a special tribute episode to a couple of legendary individuals. We're going to try to be somewhat lighthearted and try to be entertaining, but we do want to show some respect here at the beginning of this episode. Be respectful, be serious for a moment, and just kind of reflect, have a moment of reflection, and we'll try to get on with the episode. But this is going to be a tribute episode dedicated entirely to these two individuals. I'm going to let Jen take it away and explain what we're doing. When he's done with that, we'll go ahead and we'll have a moment of silence.
Hey guys, so today is August 24th of 2023, and I'm telling you that because, again, we're going to be releasing this episode later on in October as part of our 31 Days of Halloween. That being said, over the last 2 days, one right after another, we've lost two legends in the in professional wrestling, not or sports entertainment, whatever the hell you want to call it nowadays, but in professional wrestling, and it's very, I would say, heart wrenching, especially it's a unique situation to have one right after the other.
Yeah.
And yesterday, on August 23rd of 2023, Terry Funk passed away, and today, August 24th of 2023, Wyndham Rotunda, also known as Bray Wyatt, has passed away.
He was young too.
Yeah, he was only 36 years old, man.
It's always a tragedy when someone passes, but at such a young age.
Yeah, and he's not much older than I am, or we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something else, and that was the thing. We hadn't seen Bray Wyatt on TV, on WWE TV in a while,
Quite some time.
and according to any sources that they found, he had a mysterious medical condition.
Undisclosed.
Or undisclosed.
As of this time, yeah.
As of this time, medical condition.
At the time of this recording, we don't know the cause of death.
So, which would explain why we haven't seen him in so long. But it's just that, especially, like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to downplay Terry Funk's death at all. The man was a decorated legend in the industry. But I think Terry Funk was almost getting to the point of, finally retiring, if he hadn't already retired.
He lived a long, good, fulfilling, illustrious career of a life, and he like I said, not like my co-host here said, not to downplay his death, as it is tragic when anyone passes away. To see someone in the prime of their career and the prime of their life cut down short, it's a very sobering experience for someone close to that person's age. I mean, he's, like you said, he's a bit older than us, but it's not that far away. And it's a very sobering experience to see something like that happen. And if someone with access to the things that he had access to, because I would like to imagine he was well off, considering, and, he had to be at least somewhat physically fit to be able to work in the industry that he did. And it's just, it's
over a decade.
It's scary to think about. So, I don't mean to keep interrupting you.
No, you're fine. But no, it's just it's you're absolutely right. It's very sobering. It's very much one of those things that he had so much left that he could have, or that we were hoping that he would do. And I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it might be a little bit selfish, but man, I was looking forward to him basically being the next Undertaker.
I think we all were.
I think we were all looking for him to be in that role, and it's just never gonna be a thing now.
Yeah.
And even then, just what his work has done, he's been amazing. His whole career. The man was a brilliant superstar. He could turn a crowd and make a crowd love him, hate him, make you wish he was dead. Like, just, you know, the crowd was putty in his hands. And nobody, in my opinion, has exploited that better than Bray Wyatt. He had the best character development. He could turn a crappy story into something that you would pay to see.
God knows they gave him plenty of those.
Yeah, no joke. But, oh man, the way I see it, I guarantee you Terry Funk's enjoying some time with the other legends that have gone, and you know, if there is any semblance of a fucking afterlife, you know that Wyndham Rotunda's up there with John Huber.
Yeah.
And the Wyatt family is back together, at least partially.
Yeah.
Somebody protect Eric Rowan.
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry. It's a terrible joke, but
no, you're not wrong. Well, you're not wrong. I mean, I would say Braun Strowman too, but he's kind of a dick in real life. But
I mean, Braun Strowman.
From what I
don't know. For me, I love Braun, and yeah, he was part of the Wyatt family, but he wasn't part of the Wyatt family that
long enough to matter.
Yeah, for long enough for me to really count him as part of the core Wyatt family. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Braun Strowman. Like, as a person, I don't know. I haven't really heard anything about him, but as a performer, just based on career performance and such, he's fun to watch. He is entertaining. He's a monster, and they use that, like WWE knows how to, which is, the same thing over and over, but still, at least he does something that makes him a little bit different.
Yeah.
But I do love him. But in all seriousness, just let's have a moment of silence for just a moment for these two.
I agree. Poignant as always.
Moving on to a little bit of a more lighthearted topic.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that Terry Funk was in just about every wrestling promotion at one point?
I did know that. Because you told me that before we started.
Well, yeah. Did you know it before this?
No, I did not. I mean,
yeah, like he was.
I didn't know specifically, but like you hear and you like keeping up with people. I know he was in a lot.
Yeah. Well, to me, Terry Funk was a fucking anomaly, dude. So he was in, at one point, he was in NWA. He was in WCW. He was in ECW.
We beat the shit out of David Flair in WCW, by the way.
Yeah, no shit. And then he was in WWE as well. He's been in TNA. He's been in NJPW at one point. He was in... I wouldn't be surprised to find out that he was in Lucha Underground, bro.
Yeah. We'll say we can only confirm that he's been in the independent circuit is how it was listed here.
Yeah, so. The independent circuit. The independent and international circuits.
So it could be...
So he could have very well appeared at some point on Telemundo. That's all I'm saying.
Well, also, we don't know if it was in JPW. Because it could have been...
Actually, I do. It was a tag team with his brother.
Oh, so okay. So I didn't know that. That I didn't know.
Yeah.
But he may have appeared in more than just NJPW.
Yeah, he may have appeared in more than just NJPW, but I know NJPW specifically. I wouldn't be surprised if he was in ROH. I wouldn't be surprised if he was in any of the more local stuff, because I know, hell, even Harley Race, if he was... I don't think Harley Race passed away?
Dude, Holler's been gone for a while now.
Has he? Either way, dude, I don't. There's so many. I don't remember all of them. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I know he had at least he had a school down in Eldon, Missouri, right around where I'm from. I actually got to meet him at one point. Him and Rick Steiner. It was a great time. Like, but I wouldn't be surprised if Terry Funk showed up in any of those types of places. You know
Dude, it wouldn't surprise me if you set up a fucking makeshift squared circle in the Walmart's parking lot if Terry doesn't get in there and start pile driving fools left and right.
It seemed like he did it just for the fun of it at this point. Like,
he did it. It was a hobby to him. That's
like,
what
he
it
just
was.
did it to have fun, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think just seeing from what I've seen in his career, like, I've never actually met the man, but you know, from seeing in his career, the one thing that I can say about all of the Terry Funk's matches that I've ever seen is that there's not a single match I don't think that I've seen where it doesn't look like he's having a great fucking time. Just the time of his life.
That's true.
Whether he's being a heel or whether he's being a babyface, he's milking it for all it's worth, and it's fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah. What's your top Funk moment? What's your funkiest moment?
My funkiest moment. I'm going to have you start that off, because I have to go through a lot in my head. I was not expecting that.
You know me, always coming with the hard-hitting questions. My funkiest moment is easily, I love calling it that. I'm gonna put on like a graphic and like some air horns every time I say it. Funkiest moment. I'm not gonna actually do all that, but that's a lot of work. My top Terry Funk moment is it's weird because I know a lot of people are gonna roll their eyes when I say this, and people are gonna think I'm just a normie. I'm gonna edit that out, but I had to let that out. Anyway, people are gonna think I'm a normie. People are gonna think I'm a casual. But my favorite Terry Funk moment was easily when he got chokeslammed out of his shoes.
Oh my god, I fucking remember that.
The reason for it is because knowing what I know now, what he was doing was just like, he wasn't even clear to compete at that time, I don't think, or anything. He was just coming down to check on Mick, and he needed to stall for time. So he sold the hell out of that chokeslam and lost the shoe in the process. And then gave Foley enough time to return to consciousness, because he was unconscious.
I know this is kind of cheating, but honestly, that's probably my favorite Funk moment too. Just imagine getting chokeslammed out of your fucking shoes. Like, him just looking up at fucking Taker and being like, really, bro? Really? My shoes?
Well, no, it was his selling that made his shoes come off. Because he was kicking so hard, he was like, these fucking shoes are uncomfortable. Like, it looked like he did it on purpose almost. Like, he wanted an excuse to no longer have a shoe or something. Like, he was selling the fuck out of it, and it worked because he was trying to stall for time so they could figure out what's going on with Mick. Because at this point in time, Mick was unconscious.
Yeah.
And, like, he was not supposed to fall through that cell. And so, being, longtime rival in front of the screen, but behind the scenes, very close friends with Mick Foley, he did his part to keep the show going because he knows that's what Mick wants.
Oh, absolutely.
He wants the fucking show to go on, and so he wants to try to stall for time to figure out what the hell is going on or what's going to happen next. So that's what he gets.
I'll say, man, you gotta be a good friend with somebody to let them repeatedly bust your fucking face open.
They used to beat the shit out of each other.
They used to legitimately beat. These guys would make the matches so fucking good because I swear to God they would legitimately swing them motherfuckers.
Oh yeah.
Like they would intentionally bust each other open and shit, just have a great time doing it.
Yeah.
Mick Foley's a goddamn psycho, and so let's be honest. So is Terry Funk. Terry Funk has done some
Chainsaw Charlie.
Shit. You fucking Chainsaw Charlie. Jesus Christ.
Like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know this for a fact, but I would like to guess that they'd have to check his, because that was his, I would like to guess that was his chainsaw that he would bring.
I would assume.
And that they would have to check it every time he brought it in to make sure he didn't actually put the chain on this time. Just because he wanted to step it up a notch in this match. Yeah. How about you cut my fucking head off this time, Mick? It'll be great. Just like, that's the shit that fucking... He literally bled like buckets for this business.
Yeah.
Just because he just loved to do it. You know, it takes a psychopathic mind to be able to do the shit that those two were doing.
No joke, dude.
But you got to respect them for it.
Speaking of psychopaths, now we move on to Bray Wyatt. What is your favorite Bray moment?
Oof. So you also have to remember, part of this for me is a smaller selection than it will be for you, because I stopped watching at some point.
Yeah.
And I only got back into watching it when we started hanging out.
That's fair.
So I don't have a lot of Bray to go off of.
So I'll give you mine then.
Okay.
To start off with, for me, it's I don't remember who it was against, but it was his debut.
I have one too. It was I think it was Kane actually. Well, no, it wasn't his debut, but it was that was one of his big first moments. Was against Kane.
But basically, and it was because he did shit you never saw before. And it was incredible to watch. And it wasn't a long match either. Like, if I'm not mistaken, it was fairly short.
Yeah, I believe it was a squash.
Yeah, and fucking just him grabbing the ropes, the middle rope, and then hanging, doing the spider shit, and then, like, creeping up and hitting that Sister Abigail for the first time. Like, that was shit that I'd never seen before.
Yeah.
And it was creepy, it was crazy, and fucking instantly, I have never fallen in love with a character so quickly as I did with Bray Wyatt.
You know what did it for me? First, it was that Kane assault that he did on Kane. That kind of like sacrificed Kane or whatever.
Yeah.
That had turned my dad's head. That turned my head too. So I think it was very shortly after that. It was the fucking fight with the New Day at the Wyatt family complex. That fucking you remember that? It was like super cinematic, like the Hardys shit they did.
Yeah.
But my dad was like goosebumps. I remember him saying, "That is your new Undertaker right there. That is some ministry shit right there. That is the new Taker." Bro. And that shit was so good.
I think my favorite feud to this day is Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. That feud was fucking insane.
There was some good stuff in that whole situation. There was the Inferno match. There was the Mania match.
Fucking Randy burning down.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, that was great. There was some really good stuff there. But I think part of it...
Essentially causing the storyline for The Fiend.
Yeah, I think a lot of Bray's issues with the company was just from a lack of focus. I don't know who to put that on. I would like to say Vince, because that's the easy out. That's the easy excuse.
Well, I'll tell you what. Whoever made the decision to have it was a double DQ in a Hell in a Cell match?
No, I think it was just a DQ on Seth.
There was no DQ. It was double something. Like it was something with both of them. It was a double KO or fucking something.
It was a disqualification because Seth had to hit the fucking giant hammer or whatever that he hit him with.
Either way.
It was the dumbest fucking thing.
Or was it no contest?
Maybe it was a no contest. But the ref called the bell.
Yeah, the ref called the bell, basically. And it was a fucking shitty match that they shouldn't have done. Or at least especially the way it fucking ended.
It's a shitty pay-per-view.
But that and the light.
Oh my god, yes.
The light was... Who the fuck came up with that? Who had that idea and was like, yeah, that'd be great. You
just did it right there. Well, you did it right there, pal. You already said who it is.
Yeah, like fucking...
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Yeah, like, that sucked.
Dude, it was a bright red fucking light on a bright red fucking cell.
On a bright red fucking character. Like... He was all fucking red. You saw the intro I showed
you for my thing? It was it was like that. It looked like that.
Yeah, like
it was fucking awful. Wow.
But,
Jinx.
But ultimately, the Fiend character is fucking amazing.
The Fiend
especially the
amazing.
Jekyll Hyde bullshit that he had going on.
I liked the Fiend.
I loved the Jekyll Hyde reference.
I loved it. So this is my issue, right? So every time Bray started doing something that was amazing, he had something going for him. What happened? Every time.
Creative fucked it up.
Creative dropped the fucking ball and made him lose a match, an important match that he should have won to make himself look bigger and badder. Have him beat Cena.
You can't fucking have somebody that you're supposed to beat, or that's supposed to get beaten by others to make them look better, but you can't have them fucking losing constantly either.
Yeah. Fucking.
Like, it'd be like if they made Gunther lose everything but title matches.
Right. You can do it right with people you really want to. I mean, look at Roman. Despite the fact that he should have lost the title already, in my opinion.
A long time ago.
A long fucking time ago. But they fucking stood. But say what you will about it, and look at Gunther. They want them to look strong, and they are strong. They are dominant. They don't lose all the fucking time.
They love them so much, they gave them both Final Boss music.
And fucking titles. and ridiculous title reigns, beating legends out.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is with Bray, he should have beat Cena at Mania. He should have beat Taker at Mania, and you know how fucking hard that was for me to say just now.
Yeah.
Taker already lost the streak, so
there was no harm.
There's no real harm in putting over Bray Wyatt. No, but we got to put over fucking. You're gonna like him one way or another, Roman Reigns. Yeah. You're gonna like him, or you're gonna tune out. Those are your two options at this point.
Yeah,
so hence why I said click. When they had him lose to Roman, I said, no thank you, I'm done. And I clicked off. Yeah, but Bray should have beat Taker because he should have carried the torch from Taker, but he had already lost to Cena. And now he lost to Taker. Also, him and Taker should not have gone on as early as it did. Because both of them had spooky entrances that require it to be dark, which kind of defeats the purpose of having those entrances if you have them coming out in the broad fucking daylight in San Francisco. So, if anything, they should have had Bray go up against Taker at 30. Then I guess if you have to feed him to Brock. Well, of course, then again, who would be in the main event? So, I guess it doesn't work out that way. But my point is, fucking, I don't know, you should have had him beat Taker at 30, and then you should have done literally anything else for 31. They just dropped the ball so hard with Bray, and, he deserves so much better. There was the whole stupid fucking Sister Abigail thing with him and Finn, which was dumb.
It wasn't that bad. That fit the fucking motif.
It was him in spooky drag. And it was just like, I feel like he needed an actual Sister Abigail.
I mean, yeah. That could...
A lot of people were saying Alexa Bliss was going to be Sister Abigail at one point. And then she just became spooky bitch. And then she became Senua at WrestleMania and fucked the Fiend out of his match. Somehow, and then we never saw the Fiend again, and then Alexa Bliss just kind of faded into obscurity.
Well, she got pregnant, so...
Like I said, faded into obscurity. But the point is... Well, then they should... Never mind. Not even going to go there. So he got his win back against Cena in the Firefly Funhouse match, which, hot take, I think was fucking stupid. It was a cool bit, or whatever, but a Mania match, it was not. I feel like it was a bit too goofy for its own good. I feel like that was what I didn't like about the Fiend character. I didn't like the super extreme. Like, the Fiend is fine. Bray Wyatt, this Mr. Rogers fucking wannabe, it's fucking campy as shit, and not in a good way. I did not care much for the Mr. Rogers shit.
I fucking loved it. It added to the creepiness. You get to see his psycho snap every once in a while. It was kind of like a Mr. Rogers, Jekyll Hyde fucking meets Jeffrey Dahmer type
Had he
shit.
still kind of had that, like, super friendly personality without all the campy, corny fucking puppets and weird shit, cool. That'd have been fine. Like, if he'd have been backstage...
later on, like, they got scarier and darker and shit.
Well, my point is, had he just been backstage, mild-mannered, like, think the Hurricane when he was pretending to not be the Hurricane and would save people backstage during his second run, when he was, like, Shane Helms, or whatever, and he was fucking backstage dressed up like a reporter with the glasses on and shit, interviewing people. Like, super mild-mannered, super fucking, like, hey, how's it going? Super overly friendly, and then the Fiend is the Fiend. Now, I think it still should have been something they play. I think, but this also goes into me thinking that the WWE's way of handling things is fucking barbaric and Stone Age. But I think they should have given those segments with him being this actual Mr. Rogers character a web series. Draw more traffic to your YouTube channel, which you guys can get revenue from that. You do realize that, right? You can make revenue off of YouTube. Hey, Susan. Anyway, the point...
See a fourth wall.
Yeah, right? Like, so they could have had him do that, like, on a YouTube channel and have that be, like, a little series. And then they could still progressively get weirder and weirder. But I think on SmackDown, on Raw, on WrestleMania, you don't need the fucking puppets. You don't need the... Maybe bring them in once, like for a bit, to cross-promote both things. Promote SmackDown or Raw, and promote his YouTube thing, and then have it end in disaster, and then someone fucking actually dies because the Fiend rips their goddamn throat out. Because the Fiend, you know? And then, don't have him lose to fucking Seth Rollins in the Hell in a Cell to disqualification. And turn the goddamn lights on. Fucking... If you're gonna turn the lights off, like, at least make him like a dim thing. Like, turn the lights off in the background. Light the fucking ring to where we can see. I don't need to see the jackasses in the crowd. I just need to see what's going on in the ring. You can do that. You've done it before. And also, get rid of this garish red Hell in the Cell. It's ugly. Nobody likes it. It's stupid. Anyway, sorry.
Going back on the rant. So, yeah, just basically, at the end of the day, despite our feelings towards any of the storylines or, you know, company or decisions or whatever, at the end of the day, we are very grateful to Terry Funk and Wyndham Rotunda, a.k.a. Bray Wyatt. They were both very entertaining, very fantastic, wonderful people.
They love the business.
Absolutely, that loved the business, and we as fans just want to express our gratitude and appreciation for everything that they've done for us and for everything that they've sacrificed in order to bring us entertainment. And I don't think I can say it any better than, you know, we love you, we will miss you guys, and I hope you all are resting peacefully and you can continue to watch your coworkers in the company that you love so much, the profession that you guys love so much from wherever you are.
And to add on to that, I just want to say condolences, of course, go out to the families. And, you know, thoughts and prayers are with you. I know those don't really count for much nowadays, but, you know, at this moment, we don't know you like that. So I mean, that's really all that we can offer. We wouldn't know how to do anything else for you, but, you know, our thoughts and prayers are with you. And if anyone from any creative standpoint of any of these companies are listening, please, this is two diehard fans of this business. please do us a favor and let these men rest in peace. We don't want to hear their names brought up in gimmicks. We don't want to hear their names brought up in storyline. Let them rest. Let the families grieve. Let them be. Put Bray in the Hall of Fame. Put Funk in the Hall of Fame if he's not there already. I don't really keep up with it, so I don't know for sure. Put them in the Hall of Fame. Let them rest. Don't keep bringing their name up to boost some new guy you want to bring up. Just don't bring them up. Bring them up in memory, in reverence, not in comparison to or for the furtherance of a storyline. Please let these men rest. But I think that's actually going to wrap it up here today. Bit of a shorter episode than usual. But we don't want to take up too much time on this topic because we don't want to go and sound long-winded and bloated and seem like we're stretching it for anything. We just wanted to make this video. Of course, like I said, we wanted to fill out our schedule for the 31 days of Halloween. But naturally, some things are more important than keeping with a particular theme. So we do want to dedicate this episode to Terry Funk, and Wyndham Lawrence Rotunda, a.k.a. Bray Wyatt, and their families, naturally. But without any more delay, I want to thank you all for coming out and listening to us. This is the Prince. I'm going to pass it away to my good friend, and he's going to say a few words before we leave, and then I'm going to close us out.
Thank you again, guys. We definitely appreciate everything, and once again, condolences to the family. I hope everything works out for everybody, and that everybody just understands how much we truly loved these two. So thank you very much, and I think that's about it for me, Vegeta.
So, as always, I am the Prince, Vegeta Almighty, with my host Gendrax, and we are going to leave you out now with a silent outro. We don't want to put too much bombastic energy in this episode, so enjoy the silent outro. Thank you.